to say goodbye.
Good morning. Good, thanks. How are you? I was supposed to be a no-no today, but here I am. All for you good people and not so good people. Welcome to the degenerates, the deplorables, the reprobates, and of course, the couple of pathetics that we have on here. It is a great morning here to be here. And I tell you what, aren't you pleased that I made it here for you? Before we go any further, we need to cheers the big man himself. Look at that, both T-shirts. I wore my wet pussy T-shirt when I went to see him. Rudy, cheers, big fella. Oh, how good is this? Before we go any further, make sure you head over to Rumble, rumble.com/waffles and whiskey, and join up there. And we can have a bit of a chat on the other stream. I've got some messages for you. We need to have a look at the comments to see what everyone is saying and why they're not happy about me going over to Rumble. There's a fly in here again. I must have a dead body in here or something. I must clean up all the children that I've killed. God, did I just say that out loud? Oh, clean them all up. There must be some people underneath the floorboards here. I don't know what's going on. But it's only a bit of meat. That's all that is. People, we've got so many things that we need to talk about here today. Firstly, let's have a look at the weather and where we're going to be heading. Hopefully it works. I'm not sure if it will work, but check this out. I don't know why that's there. It's an ad. It shouldn't be an ad. Anyway, it's Wednesday, the 8th of March. No, it's not. It's Tuesday. What's today? Wednesday, the 8th of March. I don't know why we're watching all this rubbish here. Look at this tomfoolery that we've got all there. Oh, and this is why people are so complaining about me going over to Rumble and trying to like double stream on two platforms. You know what's going on, G-Man? Well, when you don't have a producer and you've got to do it all yourself, there's not a lot going on. I need to get him. Folks, I want to go into a little place that I'm not too sure if you know where it is, but we're going to have a look at this just off the coast of New South Wales, but more off the coast of New South Wales. I think this is the island in here. It might be a little bit further. Oh, that's where I'm going here. This little island in here. Not many people know where that is. We're not going over to Burnt Pine, but let's go down to Lord Howe Island, which is a territory of Australia. And I'm thinking, off the top of my head, it is a tax-free haven. It's either that one or the other island. I'm not sure what the other. We'll have a look at that one tomorrow. Lord Howe Island. I think I've never been here, but I'm thinking I would like to go here one day. So let's go right down. Blinky Beach. We'll go down to Blinky Beach, see what the Blinky Beach looks like. I've never been in here, but let's see if little man can come into here. No one's taken any. Oh, yeah, there's one. There's a little photo. Let's have a look at Blinky Beach to see if this is a cute little spot here. Looks a bit rough, but it looks like a nice beach. People, nice scenery. So if you're ever heading over to Australia and then you get into Sydney, I think you can get a flight from Sydney, regional air, and you can head over to here. I did see another beach somewhere else. I might just take one more look, and I might go to the northern beaches up here, maybe Ned's Beach. I think Ned's Beach is a better looking beach. Let's have a look at Ned. G'day, Ned. How you going? Let's go to you here. Let's check out Ned. Oh, see, that's crystal clear water. That's what we like. People, if you ever want to head over to Australia, this is what you get over at Blinky's Beach at Lord Howe Island. And that's where we were. And that is how we roll, kind of, sort of. Nice to see you all here today. Our main story today is, of course, going to be about the preliminary report of the findings of the two helicopters that collided with each other. We've got a little bit to say about that. You'll have your say. Now, of course, it still is only a preliminary report. The full report comes out in about 18 months' time. Now, I did get some messages, so we need to have a look at some messages that people have sent me, and then we can have a look at why people are so upset. Larry Nell the second, or Nay, Larry Nay the second says, I'm not watching Rumble. Nothing works. Why can't you just stay on YouTube? Well, Larry, I'd like to stay on YouTube, but you see, YouTube doesn't want me to stay with them. So I know it's a bit difficult. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. But I think one of the main things that we can do is that it's going to be one of those things that we might just have to get used to. And then I get this from Aid Aston. G'day, Aid. How you going? Yeah. Don't quite know what to make of tonight's offering. Still trying to figure out why your guest was there. Was she supposed to be interviewed or there to warm the armchair? Sharing headphones, poor links, sound issues, color issues, the whole bloody thing. What a mess. Get ready to rumble or tumble. The latter would seem more appropriate in tonight's episode of G-Man. Double N, please. Aid, we've written to each other. We've spoken. I've sent you some links to my email. You don't want to email me because you have to set up a new email address. I'm not too sure what that means. I've sent you a link now to Backstage so we can have a chat. The offer still stands to come on and let's have you on. And you said you will formally accept. I said, I formally invite you. And you said you would formally accept. So I'm waiting for you to just see if we can do this after the show here. Click onto the button. Let's go backstage. Let's talk about what you want to do. And I'll tell you, you might be the interesting guest that we can have here. Marilyn Quinn says, I'm disappointed he's moving to Rumble and making his videos pay only. I understand his reason for moving, though. Marilyn, we did talk, and I did say to you, in our little private group, I said, Marilyn, it's free. The whole thing is free. You don't have to join up and support me. You can watch all this for free, sit back in your armchair, drink your whiskey, just like Rudy does. He doesn't pay either, by the way. And you can just watch it all for free. You don't have to pay. You can watch half an hour on YouTube. And this is the clean version, although I did say I did something with, no, that wasn't good. And then we move over to Rumble in about half hour, 45 minutes, and we get the last of the bits. The things where I want to speak freely is what I want to do. And then, of course, we've got this icebreaker, people. Look what I've got here from Di. So she's given me the book. Remember, what was she here for the other day? Well, we spoke about her little book, and I've already had a flick through some of the little activities here with Di. So thank you so much. So what I want to do, thank you, Di, for sending this. How to. It's the how to. But let me just read a little bit of the paragraph. Have you ever had to facilitate a group /team where you wish that you could just click your fingers and there was an instant lift of energy in the room? That's me. Or have you ever wished that you could allow your group or team to discover their own potential and see how amazing they really are and can be? This is the book. Let me find where the magic link is so that we can see about where you get all the information from. Let me go to the website. Let me see if that's it in there. Look, there it is. There it is. You can find all the details here on Amazon. There is a little bit about there. If I go to the home screen, type in the most popular book, most popular about the author. Is that the most popular book by the author or the most popular book in the world? Here it is. You can buy it for $5.77. That would be Australian. It's got 4.5-star ratings. 20 people have bought the book. How to empower and inspire your group. There it is. Or you can buy it with paperback, like I have. It's going to cost you $30.22 because shipping costs a lot from Australia to anywhere in the world. But there it is, people. Go to Amazon. You can buy it on the in the rant today. Do you remember this woman here? Put your mask on. Monique Ryan, she says, I want to be the Prime Minister one day. Well, my good friends, if you or I have anything to do with this flog, I've found a new word now. I'm using the word flog. If you want to do anything, talk about anything about this person here will never, be the Prime Minister? One, I'll tell you why. She's trans. Two, she's white. Three, she's got bad hairstyle. And four, put your mask on. No. Oh, what's going on here? I pumped into this story here. Fox News, USA powerlifting must let transgender athletes compete in women's sports. USA powerlifting will be forced to allow transgender people to compete in its female competitions after losing a discrimination case. People, I don't know what's going on in the US, but if this is the case here, I'm going to start powerlifting, and I want to be powerlifting against the women. What's happening? All the flogs are out. Customer rages at $27 Sunday roast at an Aussie pub. Absolutely pathetic. Well, join my group. That doesn't look very nice. It looks like you've got a piece of steak and maybe somebody pooed on it. That's what it looks like, with some chips. That looks horrible. You know what I think is the absolute outrage is the customer who actually bought it for $27. Wouldn't you go through the menu and you go, oh, look at the menu here. I can get some hot potatoes. It's at $2. I can get some garlic bread at $5. I can get a pizza at $9. Or I can go the $27 crappy steak with poo on it and chips. Oh, I'll order the $27 meal, thank you. Then she gets it. That's what it looks like. And now she's outraged. I'm saying it's a she because no man would complain. Why is no one in the DMs? Dylan Mulvaney discusses dating as a trans woman. Maybe it's because you have a penis and not men. There are no men, real men out there that want to date a man who has a penis. Let's just say they don't want to date a man. Trans man, trans woman. No. Look at you. Like, okay, there it is, full of makeup, probably done the whole filter, new TikTok filter thing that he's got on there. And of course, now this flog here wants us to be able to say that we as men should be able to date that thing there. Well, no, we're not going to be doing that. You want to date? Go date your own kind. Why don't the trans people just date each other? Why don't they just do that? It's a whole mess over there. Locals warn driver not to park in their street with aggressive notes. I think there's enough notes on that car. What did this person do to deserve this sort of backlash? 4 handwritten notes lashing the driver's choice of parked and driving abilities has been carefully tucked under the windscreen wipers. Do you live here? No, thought so. Don't park here, you nerd, one local wrote. Can you read? Residents only. Move your vehicle, a third ordered. You've parked pretty badly, another said. Don't park here again because my uncle is a state kickboxer champion and will give you a wedgie or a horsey bite or a Chinese burn. Do you know what a wedgie is? Does everyone know what a wedgie is? Here in Australia, we have a great Australian term that is a wedgie, which is you grab the underpants, is that what you call them? The underwear of a person, and you then whack it up as hard as you can, and it wedges between the ass cheeks of that person. That is an Australian wedgie. I don't know what you call it, but that's what we call it. So he's going to give you a wedgie. Another one says, can you read? Sorry, I can't spell. Can you read? Riz indents only. Move your vehicle. Really? Really? You're going to write a note where you can't spell and you're going to put that on the car. I would then write, I would write something underneath that. Can you spell? Move your vehicle. And then this one there. Do you live here? No, thought so, you nerd. And then you got this one. Look at this. It's not only like it's a small note, but we're going to put a whole flip chart. It's butcher's paper all over the top of it. What does that note say? Wow, you're such a legend. Greatly appreciate you leaving your car here. Yes, the front of my house looks like shit. Park in front of your home. Karen, of course it is. Of course it's Karen. And I think Karen's got another note. Oh, look at this note. Thank you for parking your car here when roadworks not scheduled or something. Karen, good on you, Karen. There's the number plate of the person if you want to call up that person and give them hell. People are so unkind. Woman sues doctor after needing the toilet 100 times a day. That's bad. I didn't even punch into this story, but I don't know. What's so? Why is she suing the doctor? Apparently, she had to go in for a hysterectomy, or is that a hysterectomy? She went in there for a they-derectomy, and that's what she got. Something like that. Gutless. Vile trolls target the ABC stars outfit. I went in, punched in the story. They didn't give their name. I would like to be one of those vile trolls. Your shirt looks like it's been in a vomit fest. And as for the woman, your shirt looks lovely. It's beautiful. See what I did there? Qantas and Melbourne Airport bracing for 24-hour workers' strike. But there's supposed to be all this. Don't worry, anyone. It's not going to affect air travel. There's going to be a strike, and it's going to be the people who are loading. I love this story. It's the people who are refueling the airplanes who will be taking a strike. So there's a 24-hour strike. We're not refueling the planes. And then in the story, this won't affect air travelers. No, not at all. None. And they're all good. If it was the window washer, you'd be more concerned. I'd be concerned. Where's the window washer? How is the pilot supposed to see out the window? Don't worry about that. The refuelers are not working today. We're all happy about that. Aussie beer is recalled after it was revealed to have too much alcohol. Who calls Aussie beer watermelon, sour beer? And what is with too much alcohol? Describe too much alcohol. I don't know what that means anymore. I used to, but I don't. Aussie customer shook to the core. Is that even a phrase? Shook to the core over wild price of cafe item. I feel sick. What happened, young lady? Did she only go in there for a bagel? A customer has detailed how she was shook to the core after being charged a wild amount of money for a bagel at a cafe amid the rising cost of living. Hannah Bowman, a podcast producer, of course she is, from Sydney, was going for a walk at lunchtime when she spotted a delicious smoky salmon bagel in the window of the bakery. Good for her. I just went for a little walk to buy a coffee, and I walked past this little bakery and I saw this bagel and I thought, I'm going to just buy my lunch now. That looks delicious. Cool. I've not tried this cafe before. Tell me which, when I went to the tap, they said, that'll be $25, please. For one smoked salmon bagel, $25. Is that a mistake? Can that be real? She couldn't believe it, the wild price. But she ended up paying for the bagel because walking out in disbelief, she said, I feel sick. Wouldn't you, after you tap, as you go and how much is that? You would see the price, $25. Would you not just go tap $25? Excuse me, I think your price is wrong. No, it's $25. Can you reverse that? I don't want your bagel. It's $25. I'll go down the road and I'll get a sandwich. Maybe I'll even get a steak and chips with poo on it. It'll cost me $27 for a couple of extra bucks. Brittany Higgins shows off her lavish new life after a big payout as she moves into flash property close to the beach. Unemployed fiance boasts he doesn't miss the 9 to 5. I just like to know where our taxpayer money is going. She's moved up to the Gold Coast, not far from where I think it is, in Palm Beach. Home sweet home, she captioned the post, which featured a selfie and multiple images of a nearby beach and a now deleted photo of a shiny Jeep parked out in the front. Ms. Higgins also included a picture of her new living room, which is adorned with designer furniture, including a $500 white velvet mirror and a $330 decorative side table. Her mother, Kelly Higgins, who was also a flog, who was a real estate agent, commented, "It's exactly what you deserve, my angel." A beautiful home in a beautiful location. Lots of happy memories to be shared and made. I miss you already. Kiss, kiss. That's where she's putting all of our taxpayer-funded money in her lavish lifestyle. Mother sparks debate after she reveals keeping her daughter on a leash. So the mother, who you can see there, is a clinical psychologist. And she says, I'm not going to allow my children out in the street because my child might just run in the road after she sees a plastic bag or a little puppy. So I'll keep her on a leash. And people are outraged. What do you think? Do you think it's bad? I'm not too sure. I'd keep her on a leash and I'd let dogs run free. US-based mum Alexis has defended keeping her toddler on a leash after social media users branded the retired applied behavioral analyst therapist ridiculous because of how she was protecting her child. You do you, let her do her. None of your business. Walk away. It's all good, okay? You look after your child. Take them off the lead. Let them run across the road and let them be a part of that traffic carnage that's going to happen. Let her do what she wants to do. It's a great thing. Well done, Alexis. I'm on your side. Okay. Wife didn't notice corpse of missing husband in closet for 8 months. This is look. I had to go and get into this story. I had to look. She actually looks like one of those mass murderers. She looks like one of those. It would be like, do you know where your husband is? No. He said he was going to go out for lunch one day, and he just didn't return. And did you file a report? Oh, kind of, sort of. I just didn't know. I think we were playing hide and go seek that day. And I just got fed up and I didn't want to look after him anymore. And so I just left him. I didn't know where he was. So in a closet. So it's a closet that you never open. Yet he goes in there. So let's read the story. Richard Madge, 53, was first reported missing on April 27, 2022, and police searched the home he shared with his wife, Jennifer, in Troy at least twice to find him. In Troy at least twice to try and find him. What's Troy? And let's try to find him. Sweet smell of adrenochrome. What happened? Both times, cops reported smelling a sewer-like smell inside the house, which they described as a hoarder home. It wasn't until December 11, 8 months after Richard's disappearance, that Jennifer stumbled upon his body while looking for Christmas decorations hanging in a rarely visited concealed storage area inside a closet in the bedroom. Well, we've got to move your things elsewhere. Coroners released a report on Thursday indicating Richard had died by suicide and that his body had passed the stage of decomposition and become mummified by the time he was discovered. People, I'm calling this. I've got to call this. I got to call this. I don't know if you're smelling something and you've put your Christmas decorations away, your husband's gone missing, there's an awful smell. Wouldn't you kind of like go, I've got to get that smell out of here. I'm going to check everything. Open up this cupboard here. Open up. Oh, look, Richard, what are you doing in here? And why have you got a tie upside down on your neck? What's going on there, Richard? Come on out. Don't be silly. I forgot to finish the game hide and go seek, so sorry. People, that's her, that's him. He looks like a decent sort of a person. This fisherman says if people could see the damage seismic testing causes, there would be an uproar. The only reason I'm showing this has got nothing to do with the seismic damage. It wouldn't have nothing to do with the uproar. It's to do with the word fisherman. I'm a bit confused with the word fisherman. It is very sexist. And Nick Kyrgios came out and said, had a bizarre swipe at the pop icon Sam Smith over Fisher them comment. So people, I need to show you the comment that this person, Sam Smith, had made while he thinks that everything is okay, that we can just call people Fisher them. Check this out. Put your headphones on.
I do love fishing.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
What?
Yeah. I'd love to be a fisher them.
What, like a fly fisherman?
I'd be any type of fisher them. I think I would like to one day. I'd just like to end my days fishing. Like
we can
sort
that out.
Do you fly fishing? Or like...
I do it on the sea and I do it in the lakes. I've never done it alone. Someone's always taught me.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
What a pathetic story. Oh, you're so brave to be a fisherman. Like, it's so cool. I'm so glad that you're a fisher them. Like, how ridiculous. He couldn't even say it himself. Oh, I've always wanted to be a fisherman than them. And then, oh, you're so good. And then she went on to say, oh, yeah, how long did you ever think about being a fisherman? And he goes, I was a fisher them. Stupid clown world. We're living in a clown world, people. I'm glad we are. You and me. So here we are, the main story of the day. We'll try and keep going with this. I think I've already got myself a bit of a a bit of a copyright claim and a ban, maybe. We'll have a look. Pilot's bombshell claim in fatal SeaWorld helicopter crash. Folks, we need to have a look at this. You need to put your headphones on. So let's have a listen to it. I want you to make your comments about this. I'll put up some of your comments on the screen. But it's not sounding like it's kind of the preliminary, as we said, but put your headphones on.
Of Australia's deadliest aviation disasters. But today, step one in delivering a sense of closure to their families.
This morning, the ATSB has released a preliminary report from our ongoing investigation.
Life is not going to be the same again.
Winnie De Silva and her 9-year-old son Leon were both on the departing helicopter. Winnie suffered multiple broken bones and Leon a brain trauma.
You're in hospital for 2 months. Your life stopped.
On the 2nd of January, pilot Ashley Jenkinson, British newlyweds Diane and Ron Hughes and Sydney mother Vanessa Tadros were killed when 2 sightseeing choppers crashed, operated by SeaWorld helicopters, a private entity separate from the Gold Coast theme park.
The 5-minute scenic flights were to follow the same counterclockwise orbit, with the inbound helicopter on approach to land at the heliport to the south.
But at 1:55, as the ground helicopter took off, it collided with the incoming aircraft. And the interim report suggests a communication breakdown between the 2 pilots may have heavily contributed to the crash. The pilot of XH9 recalled that their assessment was that XKQ would pass behind them, and they did not recall the pilot of XKQ making a standard taxiing call announcing their intention to depart.
Now, this does not necessarily mean that a taxiing call was not made, and the ATSB investigation will undertake a detailed analysis of the nature of the radio calls that were made.
The report also details that the pilot of the incoming XH9 did not see XKQ depart from the park helipad.
The investigation will look closely at the issues both pilots potentially faced in seeing the other helicopter.
And another critical factor, the incoming aircraft's secondary transponder wasn't working. When the device does work, the aircraft is visible to air traffic control radar. But it wasn't a requirement, as they were not flying in controlled airspace.
It may well be a factor that we look into as what was available to both those pilots and what was standard for those pilots to be operating with.
The families involved were given a copy of this report before findings were publicly revealed.
It didn't really give me the answers I was looking for. It's caused so much pain to so many people, especially those ones who've lost.
It's so sad having a look at a story like this, people, because there's a couple of things that I think's really important to understand here. So the first thing that I heard was that Winnie was in the helicopter that was taking off, so in a clockwise route, which is what they were told to do. So both pilots were told that we take off and we land in clockwise. So the incoming one was doing anti-clockwise. Sorry, let me start again. So both pilots were told, and a 5-minute takeoff and landing for that 5-minute flight, you take off and you go counterclockwise. So the person that was incoming was doing it in a clockwise motion, or was he going clockwise? So I'm confused. Wouldn't you think that pilots should be going around each other, like following the back of each other? I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I only play one on TV. But Winnie was in the one taking off, which was heading counterclockwise. But I thought everyone in the taking off helicopter had died. So maybe the report was wrong and she was in the incoming one. So obviously then the question now remains was that there were some witnesses that had said, firstly, the pilot who was incoming said he didn't receive a taxiing call, which means I'm about to leave, or he said he doesn't recall receiving a taxiing message. Other pilots in the area couldn't confirm or deny whether they heard that there was a message relayed from both pilots. But you would think that the pilot who was incoming would have all ears and all eyes on the job that he's supposed to be doing, and not on the passenger, the beautiful girl who's sitting next to him, and then having to be warned by the person behind him to say, hey, mate, there's a copter coming in our path. So had the secondary pilot, the one who survived, who was hailed apparently as a hero because he crashed his plane or his aircraft into another copter, you would just think that, hang on a minute, if you had your ears on and you had your eyes on, maybe this could have been avoided. So at the moment, we've now got a whole mess. It's a whole mess. People have died. The people that have died, I wonder how their families feel about the other helicopter pilot being called a hero and being worshipped as a hero. So I think in the light of things, of course, we can sit here and we can make commentary about the incidents that have happened, but I'm not a pilot. I have a good mate, apparently, who is a pilot. But this is what they called uncontrolled airspace. So you would accept that maybe because it's uncontrolled, yes, you don't need any base-to-air communication. Yes, you don't need any radar system. Yes, you probably don't need a transponder. But the most damning of all the report is that although the SeaWorld and the helicopter company are two separate entities, in less than 10 days, the SeaWorld helicopter group will be once again flying with no regard for the people who have died, with no regard to fixing the issues that have been, the report hasn't even been finalized. It'll take another 18 months for the full report to come out. So I'm a bit concerned and I'm a bit confused as to why the ATSB would, one, allow SeaWorld helicopters to continue flying while the report hasn't been finalized with recommendations. Why have there been no recommendations? And so I'm just a bit weirded out by this whole story. It doesn't sit well with me, but that's just my view. I don't know what your view is. Minuteman says here, I think this might make a bit of sense to some people. I don't know. It says, remember, proper aircraft that has windows for the pilots to see out of. Well, yeah, they all have. Daffodil said they just don't care. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. They don't care. They care about profits. They don't care too much about people. So the sad news also is that the young boy who was in the second helicopter who ended up in hospital is still in a critical condition. There have been some great news that have happened throughout the months or the weeks that have happened, but he still is sitting in hospital, and I don't think there's any relief for him, and it's just sad to see. So, with my view, is that I would say both pilots are at fault. One for taking off, maybe not making it clear that he is taxiing, and not keeping his eyes and ears open, and the incoming pilot is also in fault for not paying 100% attention on the job that he has, which is to land the aircraft safely at the destination that he took off. So that's all what it was. Fergspan puts there, it was unavoidable. Oh, sorry, it was unavoidable. It was unavoidable, or it was avoidable. It was unavoidable. I don't know what you mean there, Fergspan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying it was unavoidable. It was avoidable. I don't know. Minuteman says discipline is lax and fate is fate. That is so true. All right, my good people, that's all I have for you today on this. Just to give you a bit of a heads up, we are going to be moving over to Rumble slowly. If I can show you a couple of the other comments that we have here, because I think comments are always good. We did see the icebreakers here, but we have so far 199 followers on the Waffles and Whisky Rumble page. I'd love for you to move over to the Rumble page. It's a lot easier for me to speak. I was even censoring my speech this morning. It's hard to do. I would like to move everyone over. We'll sort it out, people. Give me time. I know I make errors. I know microphones don't work, cameras turn off. But when you're a one person, give me a break, will you, Aid? Give me a break. Like, seriously, I'm not Stephen Crowder. Speaking of which, Stephen Crowder is coming back to town. He's coming back to town on the 20th of March. And I don't know why I speak like that. So here's the link, people. There is the link. You click on the link. If you're sitting here on YouTube, click on that link. This live show continues on Rumble. There's the link. Just click on that. And just for the heads up, for the people saying I have to pay, you don't have to pay. It's free. However, become a subscriber or a follower. Join up. It's not hard. You join up to all the other crap, Shopify and Amazon.com. Join up to Rumble. You'll get to see some really cool comments on there. We'll leave the last comment with Minuteman, who says, cheers, G-Man, and cheers, Sir Rudy. So if anyone wants to jump over to the other channel, we're going to be doing that in about 30 seconds' time. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. For those other ones, bye, YouTube.
The things that make you happy, go do those things. Like right now. What are you waiting for? Go!
Got to see if I can get rid of it.